Hi, I'm Grace, and today I'm going to be taking you with me as I crochet a cardigan for my stepmom for her birthday. Confession, her birthday is actually tomorrow, and I have already started. I'm about halfway through. The idea is I have seen a lot of these chunky, oversized granny square cardigans all over my Instagram feed, and it really just looks like something my stepmom would wear. She's very fashionable, chic, but she likes color and she has like a quirky style, which I think would really go with this type of cardigan, especially the ones with the touch of fur in the middle. That's the vibe I want to go for. In terms of color scheme, I want to include yellow because it's her favorite color. And I found this yarn at Spotlight. It's Lion Brand Shaggy Chic yarn. It's this furry fuzzy hot pink, and I thought that would go pretty well with a nice bright yellow and then have like a white border outline joining color. I don't really have a pattern for this type of cardigan. I've just seen them around Instagram and there's never a pattern linked. I mean, it's not really hard to tell how to do it. I'm just gonna wing it and try to make something that looks how I want it to look, I guess. I went to Spotlight and picked out some yarns. I think this color scheme is pretty good. I think they go together pretty well. The white one is Lion Brand Hue and Me in the color Salt. This yellow yarn is Abbey Road Kiki Merino. It's 100% merino wool in the color Sunshine. And then the red is Heirloom Merino Magic Chunky, and it doesn't have a color name. So yeah, like I said, all of these are from Spotlight, and it's just what was available. All of these yarns are 100% merino wool, or they're a wool blend, except for the Shaggy Chic, of course, which is probably like a polyester or something. Anyway, so that's sort of the vibe I want, and I've got my colors. So for the construction, I had a look at a bunch of different cardigans made by different artists and zoomed in and counted the rows. So most of them have between 6 and 7 rounds of granny stitch, and then they look to be all connected with slip stitch joins. So that's pretty much my plan here. We need a total of 16 squares, 2 for each front panel, 4 for the back panel, and then 4 for each sleeve. I don't think it'll take too long to make because they're really big granny squares, only 7 rounds, and it's really chunky yarn. These 2 squares didn't take too long to make, so this project is probably a pretty quick one, maybe even good for beginners. The only annoying thing Pippin, just ignore Pippin. The only annoying thing was the Shaggy Chic yarn. It's really annoying to work with because it's so thick and fuzzy. I think if I was doing anything other than just one round on a granny square, I'd be annoyed and probably stop working with it. But it does look really cool and I love the color, so it's worth it. I did make up a couple of squares to test out what color order I want to go with. So let me show you that now. This one goes red, yellow, white, pink, yellow, white. And then this one goes red, white, yellow, pink, yellow, white. So I did this one first, and I liked the red in the center, but I thought the yellow didn't stand out enough behind the fuzzy yarn. So I thought I would try putting the yellow as the second round, so it's next to the red, and I did really like that. But I was super torn, so I just asked Luca what he thought, and he liked the first one better, where I did the white as the second round. So I just went with that. I don't think it matters if one is slightly different. I'm just going to probably put it at the back of one of the sleeves, and no one will know, hopefully. So that's the plan for this cardigan. Like I said, her birthday is tomorrow, but I have already started. I haven't just made these 2 squares. I've actually totally finished and weaved in all my ends for 8 squares. So I'm halfway. And then on the weekend, I sort of went into production mode and did like every round of each square. You know what I mean? Like I made 8 little red sections and then did the white rounds on all 8 and then did the yellow on all 8 squares. So sometimes that just makes it a little bit more fun for me rather than doing one square, weave it in, one square, weave it in. It gets a bit repetitive and annoying. I've made 6 of these, and then I've got these 2, which again, I ran out of yellow before I could complete them. My lovely boyfriend, Luca, went and picked up another ball of yellow for me from Spotlight. They only had 1 left, so I'm praying that this is enough. We're gonna see how we go with that today. That's where I'm at. So I have 8 squares, and I'm really loving the color combo, and I just have 8 more to finish off. So yeah, unfortunately you guys don't get to join me for the whole creation process, but I'm halfway and we'll finish it off together.
I asked her if she would consider meeting my mom to at least talk things out, and she said she didn't want to meet my mom right now. She wants to help improve my life. This morning, she told me to pick out a dream coat I could use for next semester and joked I was becoming spoiled. I called my mom, and she said I needed to stick to the things I knew to be true. No, not at all. It's
giving groomer.
This is horrible. Yeah, in fact, her wealth and power is clearly only going to be used to torment you.
Absolutely.
As she already is.
Or to control you.
Absolutely. Exactly. I like how they basically out themselves, this girlfriend, when she's like, yeah, you're acting like a child. I misjudged your maturity. I'm like, if maturity matters to you so much, date someone older. You could date someone your age.
My God.
Even the phrase. Last time I checked, you were 21, not 12. Adults speak when they have something on their minds. Like, that is the most mom sentence.
And it's to get a rise out of her, and to get her. Now she's gonna say it because she feels like
less than. Am I the asshole for refusing to choose between my mom and my girlfriend?
Oh no! Can I get a stir speak for that?
Can you hear this in the mic? All right. Can you hear this in the mic? The chair is squeaky, but it makes my shoulders look big. It does sometimes.
It's true. He's wearing the same color.
Depending on the shirt. Tail to the owner, saying she rattled off numbers. My mom said since it is a she said, Sue.
No, it's your mom.
You should tell the truth so your mom doesn't lose her job.
Yeah.
Because that is the truth. She did not, according to her, she did not give any card numbers or anything.
Yeah,
but also, she's talking about, like, this is between the mom and the girlfriend, like, but the girlfriend took a conversation you guys had in private and took it
to harm the moms, like,
which is crazy town, which is in by the devil shit.
And my brain was like, don't you want to know the information? And now I'm like, oh,
that's so
they
sweet.
Hate you.
They probably ripped you up.
They hated me. I can't believe I'm going to write this, but I don't know whether or not I'm actually this insensitive during this time and age, or if this is an extreme overreaction. But I'm going to let you guys decide because I like to assume you guys are more emotionally savvy about this topic, so here we go. So about 2 weeks ago, me and another coworker were talking about the topic of chocolate milk. And well, she's one of the 10% of Americans that actually believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
No.
Correction, apparently someone commented that 7.4% of Americans actually believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. I'm gonna just keep yes standing and dig it myself. But like, you can't double down and then be like, oh yeah, prove it. And then if you're proven wrong, crumble.
It's chocolate milk!
I know. Yeah. Look, nowadays, especially with the internet, we all believe things that, we find out later were wrong. Like, it's so common. I think it's important to have that shred of, like, that amount of doubt with anything where it's like, oh, that fact that I know. Oh, is it wrong? Oh, okay, it's wrong. It's just like, where does oat milk come from? Goats. Almond milk.
That's great.
Goats. It's like skim milk, but probably not.
And you're like, hey, I'll bring this in for you. Like, we don't know how he did it. I'm not saying anything, but like, Janice, her name is Janice now, maybe she just didn't like this guy and she was so annoyed and she was like, you know what, you're a bull.
Tasty when it's vanilla. Those are the 2 ingredients I have. I was broken 24. We had no food in this place.
Guys,
right? There was nothing there. There was nothing there.
You guys can't do this.
What do you mean?
This lifestyle is crazy.
Well,
you made her vanilla milk?
No, I offered. She said no.
Of course she did. Of course she she did. Our tummy was gonna hurt all
I
night.
guess beggars can be choosers.
I hate that.
What is your recipe for vanilla milk?
Can't.
It is the next day. I finished 4 squares last night, and I did all of the yellow rounds of the remaining squares. So today I just have to do the white borders on these and weave in my ends. So getting there. Today is my stepmom's birthday, so a little behind as usual, but I don't think it matters. I'm gonna give her her presents at dinner tonight, so I have a little bit of time this morning to hopefully do a couple of squares, and then I'll try and finish the rest at my lunch break. So yeah, let's get into making 1 or 2 squares now, and then I'll see you at my lunch break.
Apparently, one of his friends in secondary school was his boyfriend for a year, and I had absolutely no idea. He went and talked to the boyfriend after his bath, and then we all had a bit of a further chat. Sadly, a lot of you are right that the reason boyfriend doesn't have a good relationship with his parents is because he came out to them a few years ago. Would love for you to be there. I don't expect you'll have any issues, but if you do, please report to guest services. They take issues like this very seriously in my experience. Lastly, someone said, I honestly don't give a what people
I am now on my lunch break, so I managed to do 2 squares as you just saw. So I have 2 left, which I will do now, and hopefully I'll have time to start joining them together. Otherwise, I'll connect them after work. Also, I remember yesterday I said that I wasn't sure that 1 ball of yellow would be enough to finish the squares, and obviously it was, but this is how close it was. This is the remaining yarn from that ball. So I was so close. It was like spot on just enough, which is the most satisfying feeling. And I got the other ball refunded to me, so I didn't have to pay for 2. So yeah, I'm going to put on a bit of a podcast and whack out these last 2 squares and then weave in my ends.
ready for marriage just yet. I told him I need more time to feel comfortable with such a big step. Well, a few weeks ago, we went to a big party hosted by his family for his dad's 60th. I noticed that he was acting a little nervous, but didn't think much of it. Then, during the event, he got everyone's attention, got down on one knee, and proposed to me in front of all his friends and family. I was completely caught off guard and panicked. Now, I've heard stories about how rejecting someone in public can humiliate them, and I really didn't want to do that to him, especially in front of everyone he cares about. So I said yes in the moment, everyone cheered, and he looked so happy. For marriage. So, you know, because as you said, like every couple who like gets married, that at least that we know, usually like basically agrees they're gonna get married. And then it's like, okay, now the proposal is a surprise. But and some people even talk about like what they would want.
Yeah, some people don't want it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But they have had the talks. She says I'm not ready.
What is hard about this, and I think it goes back to like specifics of like you should really get even in the weeds with.
That's gonna be the update. That's gonna be the update.
For anyone who watches all the Reddit stories, that's like the fourth borrower reference I've made. I find a way to include borrower references. A movie I've not seen since I was like 10. This all culminated last night. Last night, I came home and I'd been craving something sweet all day. So I started baking blueberry muffins. My genuine favorite treat for myself. I get everything together, preheat the oven, and I'm about to start making the batter when I open the cabinet and oh look, the flour is gone and replaced with a miniature bag of flour. Haha, so funny. I immediately called her and asked her where she put it, but she kept playing dumb. I started making a slightly bigger deal about it.
You know, like that kind of vibe of like, come on, like give her the creative liberty. But like, if you know, like any kind of joke that you do, especially with your romantic partner, because like you as a partner are often like their safe space, like the one person that they can truly be themselves around. So I don't know, if you know that a joke even in your mind, it's harmless, it's bothering your partner like that much, I feel like you kind of have to put your pride aside and be like, yes, I am hilarious, but you know, I'm gonna let this one go. And I have to say, I can relate to him a little bit with like the hangriness kind of taking over, like bring everything to a head. I know there's something in the fridge that like I've been thinking.
Like save it for another moment. Like do it a couple times, and it's like, okay, that was kind of funny. Let it sit for a month, and then have him open up the pantry, and it's all tiny stuff.
Yes.
And then
Big
hit him
finale.
all at once. Big finale. You got him.
Yeah.
Waterfall, lights down, blaze over.
Yeah. But like it's just doing it too much.
Yeah.
And then not acknowledging it at a certain.
I have finished joining it all together. I didn't really film that much, but you know, I was in a rush because her birthday is literally today and it's dinner time. I was trying to finish it before dinner, which I didn't manage to do, but I was so close. I've joined everything except for one sleeve. Half of one sleeve. So after dinner, I quickly came back here for like 10 minutes, finished it up, and I showed her and she tried it on and she loved it and it looked so good on her. So I didn't weave in all of the joining ends. So that's why I've taken it back. So I'm going to sew in all of these loose threads here, and then I might just crochet around the neckline a little bit to sort of bring everything together a little bit more. And then she asked for a button to close up the top. So I'm going to do that tonight while I watch Attack on Titan with Luca. I'll show you what it looks like as of now. It looks pretty much done. It's just got some loose threads on it. So let's go take a look. And this is what it looks like. Hopefully this angle is okay. And this is what it looks like on me, which, you know, my stepmom is taller than me and has a different frame, which is exactly why I thought this cut would suit her so well. So it doesn't really suit me very well, but I still really love the colors and the squares. The sleeves are really long on me, but she's got longer arms, so when she tried it on, it seemed to fit way better, and she loved the wool and all that stuff, so she's happy with it, so I'm happy with it. It's really cool, actually. I love the fuzzy yarn. I think the yellow still shows up okay. I'm gonna do in all the ends and then we can wrap up this video.
It was her, so I have to think that like it was like relatively strange to think that the brother was doing it, like he lives somewhere else or like he's not around very often.
He didn't give us any context on his brother, so I don't know how his brother was pulling it off. How is my sister 4 months older than me?
Do some math for a second. It's like,
Oh
person.
Wow.
Okay.
So this 16-year-old did the math, and they were like, this is not adding
So
up.
they were 16.
Oh, man, I feel so bad for...
I feel bad for laughing.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like clear that there's something going on behind the scenes that for whatever reason the parental figures involved have decided not to disclose yet. Like something, maybe it's like an adoption scenario, and it's just like not.
Is it
We don't
possible? Is it possible?
I guess it's... But you would think, if that happened,
You would know.
they would be talking about that.
They would be in the
They'd be
Guinness
like,
Book
"You're-"
of World Records.
Yeah, they'd be like, here's your art. That's why Ripley comes and sees us all the time.
They'd be like, you guys are sharing a room because that's what you did in the womb.
Yeah. Like, they would be telling that story all the time. I think there's something going on with there. Or going real deep, maybe the parents haven't even accepted. Like,
Sure.
they're in
Yeah,
denial
you
still.
know,
Because
yeah.
we've had stories like that where it's like, we don't...
Fact, the successful product of
Did we watch
cutting-edge science. Recall the massive boulder roughly
Or
a
is
league
this like
from
a
the gate.
recap?
Having assumed Titan form, Cadet Jaeger will hoist said boulder on his back, schlep it to the hole, and voila! And this is where you all come in. Your job will be to defend him. Yes, defend a Titan against his own kind. Should we succeed, we'll make history. Today is the day. Lands taken by our greatest enemy will be... The world beyond the wall is my birthright!
The cardigan is all done now. As you saw, I weaved in all of my ends last night. I also crocheted around the neckline a little bit, just one row of single crochets to make it a bit more structured and finished looking, you know. I also did a row of single crochet around the bottom. This cardigan is now officially done only one day after her birthday, and she has already seen it, so, you know, not too delayed. But I really like it. Now that it's all finished and it's got all the finishing touches, it looks way better to me. Obviously, again, the sleeves are way too long for me, but they do fit her pretty well. So I think it is really, really cute. I love the colors. I love how it all came together. I don't even hate it on me that much anymore. Originally, I thought this was not suitable for my frame, but if the sleeves were shorter, I would also not be mad about wearing this. This is pretty cute. That's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed finishing off this project with me. I appreciate your company. Let me know what you were doing while you were watching this video. Were you crocheting as well? Were you making a gift or making something for yourself? Or cleaning or having dinner? Let me know. But yeah, that's it for today. So bye!